Welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is a blue-collar wine show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. Got the Barolo shirt on because we're going to be talking about Piedmont. And the reason I'm doing this is kind of an ode to Piedmont. They got hit hard up there by the coronavirus. Many died. And we were just there last year. So it's close to our heart. So many people got affected by that terrible virus that's going around the world. It's a pandemic. We all know about it. We're hoping that soon life will get back to somewhat of a normal situation. We called one of the people that we met up there, Isabella Odero, and she's fine. Her father got the coronavirus and her mother. Her father, I think he's close to 90, he might even be older than 90. He recovered. That was great news, because we know it affects the elderly and those with chronic health problems the most. And the mother is getting better. So that was great news. We were able to get a hold of them and find out. And we also got a hold of the Allegrini people that we met in Verona, and they're doing well too. So that's good news. So we're going to just, talk about these wines, and hopefully you feel the need to, if you're a wine drinker, feel the need to support the wines of Northern Italy, because they got hit so hard, and it'd be nice to give them a little bit of our love by drinking their wines. What we're going to start out with is a white. It's from Vieti, which is in Roero Arnese. And Arnese is the name of the grape. Roero is a region. It's just north of, I believe it's a little bit north of Barbaresco. But they're all really close to each other in that region of Piedmont, Barbaresco, Barolo. Beautiful country. Beautiful. I mean, you're talking rolling hills, and just they have the Alps up in the north that surround practically the whole region, which makes it a really nice climate for growing grapes. So it's a little golden color there. Arnese is, you will probably not find it outside of the Roero Piedmont region. It's a grape that they focus on. It's a grape that they grow. It is becoming more and more popular. I actually have 3 Arnese in my wine section. Let's see what we get on those. So I get a little bit of mushroom and some mushroom, little white flowers. Kind of a melon-pear combination. Yeah. Very nice nose, very aromatic. Let's see what we get on palate. A lot of melon, a little just underlying like Asian pear, very subtle pear notes. Good minerality. I like the minerals. Get a little bit of that crushed rock. A little bit of white pepper. It's a cool place. We went to Vieti. They said we hung out there. We haven't contacted anybody from Vieti because the lady that gave us a tour of that winery, she ended up leaving and going on to do something else. And I couldn't find her card, but I'd be curious to see how she's doing. Almost a wet stone underneath the white flower, pear, subtle pear, melon, mostly melon, getting even a little touch of apple. Just a slight fresh mushroom component coming through, barely on the backside. Good food wine. This would be great with clams, oysters. Be good with white fish. It'd be good with pasta, with a cream sauce. It's a great bottle of wine. That white pepper kind of lingers around. Not heavy in the acid. It's not high acidity, but it's not low acidity either. Kind of in the middle. I would put it medium minus acidity. Nice wine. If you have not tried an Arnese yet, you might want to look at this Vieti Roero Arnese. It rolls in at $23. Little Michael Jordan action there. And yeah, excellent wine. It kind of reminds me of, a lot of people say, what is it like? Well, I would cross it between Pinot Gris and Sauvignon Blanc, I guess, maybe a little bit, but not as high acid as, more of a domestic Sauv Blanc, perhaps. But it has that kind of element to it. Really, really nice whetstone kind of crushed rock thing underneath. Good minerality, great label, $23. A lot of people don't mind spending $20+ on a bottle of Chardonnay. If you like Chardonnay, you probably will like this. It is not so old world and high acid that you wouldn't be able to stomach it. I'm gonna go B plus A minus on this. I think it's a great example of an ace. Let's move on. Now we're going to the Vietti again. This is their Barbera d'Asti 2016. What was the vintage on the Raro? 2018. Sorry, 2016. Vietti Barbera d'Asti La Crena, and this is rolls in at 40. Let's say $46. So they have a Barbera that's a lot less, but I thought I'd grab their La Crena. La Crena is a region inside of the Barbera d'Asti region. Asti is a town, Alba is a town. That's why they call it that. It grows near those towns in the that region. So when you see Asti, it's near the town of Asti. When you see Alba, it's near the town of Alba. In red, this is a wine that they use, and it's ready to drink a lot sooner than their bigger brother, the Nebbiolos. So I get a nice little, a little bit of licorice. I get dark cherries on it for sure. Good color. Nice and dark. So La Crena is their upper tier. They have just a regular Barbera. I believe it's a Barbera d'Asti. It could be a Barbera d'Asti. I think it's Barbera d'Asti, but not from the La Crena region, which is a specific area inside that region. A little bit of earth coming through. Dark cherries. I get a little pinch of licorice. Very, very deep notes on the nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very, very intense, very smooth. Has a little rusticity underneath these nice dark cherry notes. A little bit of currant coming through as well. Red flowers, like almost a wilted red flower. Dark red flowers. A little bit of licorice coming through as well. I'm almost getting just like a bit of chocolate trying to sneak out. You said a little bit of rust coming through on the backside. Also a little bit of leather, a little bit of white pepper, black pepper notes coming through. This is a very, very good wine. I know $46 is not chump change. Now we're getting up there. But you see, these are all in these DOCG regions of Italy. In fact, Piedmont produces more DOCG wines, which is a top-notch wine of Italy, than any other region in Italy. So this is a good example. Castiglione Falletto, right on the back. Anyway, back to earth, Stan. No, this is intense, good, old world style wine with enough fruit to make most of you happy. You could lay this down easily for 5 years. I wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. It's a 16, which is a great vintage in that region. A little bit of earth coming through, dark cherries, red flowers, dark red flowers, minerality. It's all there, all nicely integrated. It's smooth, but still a little rusticity, a little rust underneath. I like this wine a lot. This is a stellar example of what they do there. These guys are serious as heart attacks about making wine. They're almost obsessive about making high quality wines, and this is a great example of that. I'm going to go straight up A, hedging towards A+. Hard to pour that one out. Excellent, excellent wine. Okay, now we're going to move on to the big boys, Nebbiolo. They grow it in Barbaresco and Barolo. Barbaresco is a little further north. Barolo is a little further southwest, but they're pretty close to each other. All those regions are really close to each other. I remember standing at Odero with Isabella. We were talking about the different regions, and you could see Castiglione, Folletto out not too far away up on a hill there. Like I said, beautiful country. And Isabella was really nice to us. We tried their wines together. So I thought, you know, happy for her. She had to quarantine herself for 15 days with her baby because her dad and mother both had been diagnosed with the coronavirus. This is the 2013 Galena Barbaresco. This rolls in at $72. So when you're talking Barbaresco Barolo, you're talking a lot more money. These babies will age for a long time. In fact, Odero does not release these. This could be their latest release, 2013. I think they're on 14 now. But, you know, serious about their wines. Beautiful winery. Some of the biggest barriques I've ever seen, barrels for aging this stuff. They don't put new oak on these babies. It's old, big, huge barriques that they use. It was a fun place to go to. Here's their label, Odero. Very simple. These guys are old school. Her father collects everything. It's very cool. So I decanted these. You notice that? If there's ever a wine that needs decanting, it is Barolo and Barbaresco. The color on these is amazing, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And from here, it's a little bit of a rusty color to it, which is very typical of Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo. Now, a lot of the some of the winemakers up in those regions started making their wines more fruit forward because of Robert Parker. He always gave better scores to more fruit forward wines. Fortunately, his influence has softened quite a bit. So a lot of these guys are going back to the old school stuff that we love so much as wine people. And Odero never veered from that. She said, we always did it the same way because that's the way we like to make our wines. So on the nose you get almost definitely a rust. Almost like rusty strawberries to me. Not super aromatic, a little bit dirty, a little bit of dirt action on it as well. Yeah, I can almost see right through that. That's how light this is. Yeah, I can see right here. I can see my fingers. Interesting little like a red licorice component coming through. There's a little bit of a sweet strawberry sneaking up underneath the rust. Let's see what we get on the palate. Beautiful balance. It's hard for me to open these. These really could be aged 10 to 20 years easily. Very rusty, but this has nice balance. I get a little bit of that strawberry action on top of a little bit of dirt. A little bit of sour cherry element coming through. Super tight, very dry. Italians are notorious for making their wines to go with food. That's what they're all about. Big food culture, big wine culture. So this wine really needs some sharp cheddar cheese, needs some beef, needs some spaghetti with meatballs. You know what I'm talking about. This is a beautiful wine. Very, very, very dry. But well put together, good structure, good balance. It has everything you're looking for in a Barbaresco. And Barbaresco just had nice balance. Now the difference between Barbaresco and Barolo, same grape, different regions. They consider the Barbarescos to be more elegant, more red flower components. This has some of those red flowers. The licorice should not come through on the palate. Definitely the rust came through, the dry element. And then Barolos are considered, the big boys, got the big guns of the Nebbiolo grape. Getting a little bit of a rhubarb action on the backside, which I find very, very interesting. Like, what's that? And I realized, yeah, that's a little bit of rhubarb coming through. Very nice wine, very well put together. Certainly too young to drink. $72. Buy yourself a bottle, put it away, forget about it for 8 years, then open it up. I'm sure you're in for a treat. I'm going to go straight up A on that. So such a well-made Barbaresco. It's exactly what we're looking for in that wine. So yes, it's super well made, and but I just think that's an excellent wine. I remember tasting through some older stuff with Isabella, and it was just fantastic. So yes, exactly what you're looking for in a Barbaresco. Let's move on. This is the GD Vira 2015 Barolo Alba, probably a play off in the town Alba. This wasn't at $41. Now I thought this was a great value. In Barolo, I bought a bottle right away, so I pulled this out of my cellar. I said, if I'm going to do an ode to Piedmont, this has got to be in there. So again, Barbaresco, the more feminine style, Barolo, the bigger, more gutsier style, more muscle. So a little darker than the Barbaresco. I don't get quite as much of the brown tone that I got on the Barbaresco. Let's see what we get on the nose. I get kind of this cherry and strawberry component coming through. For just a second, I got a little bit of that clamshell that immediately blew off, which is funny because I have them decanted. I get a bit of a little leather coming through. I get just a pinch of dust and dirt coming through as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. Definitely bolder on the palate, but still very, very well made. I get the leather comes through big time. The rusty, like somebody sprinkled a little bit of rust on leather, and you kind of took a bite of that and chewed on it a little bit. I get definitely dark fruit notes, almost brambleberry over strawberry. Yeah, almost like a blackberry meets cherry meets currant sort of thing. You know, you get that all kind of together, kind of a potpourri of those fruits with leather underneath. The tannins are there, very grippy, but still nicely integrated, smooth for a Barolo, but shows that true to Barolo flavor coming through. And just a little bit of sour cherry on the backside. Again, very dry, very dry. This is a 15, this is a 13. Both of these could age easily. I'm going to have to grab another bottle of this at some point and put it away for a few years, because that is a well-made Barolo, and I'm going to go straight up A on that as well. What a nice lineup. Beautiful lineup of wines. My heart goes out to you in Italy. I think we're seeing a little bit now of a trend backwards. The curve is going down just a little bit in Italy. Less are dying. Terrible situation over there. My heart goes out to them. They are such good winemakers and such good people, and yeah, incredible place to visit. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day to watch. I really appreciate it. Don't Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That was hard to spit out with all these dry wines. I really appreciate the increase in the audience and the comments. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to Francis and Rebecca Smith for watching and talking about my episodes. Shout out to Alan, Mike Burns. Thank you for your support. Fred and Lynn, thank you. So many people are making comments and making watching the videos. I really appreciate it. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.